You're about to get pregnant!
From beautiful downtown Boulder at the foot of the Rockies, it's sex, God, and rock and roll! Tonight, Stu goes groping for God, and a virgin auctions off her vagina. Nepal's boy Buddha needs a burger. Who would Jesus do? Plus, exorcism with an iPhone? Now cross your heart and open your mouth. It's America's favorite punk monk, Stuart Davis.
Party like a pop star, make a lot of love. Detonate the diode, keep it feeling freaky. Party like a pop star, make a lot of love. Detonate the diode,
Thank you very much. Groping for God. I first experienced the divine when I was a baby. God was a swollen, lactating tit. I worshipped at the altar of Areola, a 5-pound priest conducting a tactile ritual of suck, drink, puke. It nourished me and prepared me for a career in rock and roll. I was one with tit God, enmeshed in a sensual fusion of feeding. I grew bigger and bigger. I thought the holy flow would last forever. But one day, as I attempted to worship the only way I knew how, God scolded me, shouting, "Babysitters don't do that, and neither should a 10-year-old boy." Then God put a Band-Aid on her bleeding nipple and filed a report with social services. God hates children with teeth, I realized. And with that, I left the Garden of Eden. How naive I'd been. Just because something feeds you doesn't make it God. God is not a vending machine in a bra. No, it's a vending machine on the North Pole that dispenses presents. Santa God lived on top of the world and could fly, and did so every Christmas to bring me cool stuff. Santa God gave me a BB gun, which I used to shoot his beautiful creatures. He even signed his gifts to me, but one fateful Christmas, I noticed that Santa God's handwriting was a lot like Mother's. Then it hit me. Mom is elfing Santa for toys. I confronted her. She denied it. How can I be sure? I demanded. Because there's no such thing as Santa, she blurted out. No! First my tits are taken away and now Santa's fake? What am I supposed to believe in? Jesus Christ! They told me at Bible camp, Jesus is God. Well, what's this Jesus guy like, I asked. Jesus is like Santa Claus with tits. And Christian boys breastfeed forever. So I joined a fundamentalist church. Light on the fun, heavy on the mental. We were forbidden to smoke, drink, or swear. That's fucking fine with me, I thought, as I took a swig of gin and began to masturbate with a lit cigarette. At this stage of my life, I wasn't just horny, I was high school horny. By my freshman year, my pelvis was an alchemical cauldron of unspent seed. I'm not saying I was about to betray my religion, but the night before prom, my mother found 30 pieces of silver in my underwear. Didn't Jesus get a sponge bath from a hooker? I asked a hooker at a bathhouse. She threw my Bible out the stained glass window, then opened my towel like the lost gospel of Judas. I'm going to hell, I thought. Religion is hell, laughed my college buddy Edwin. Edwin was a scientist. Wake up, he rolled his eyes. The Bible is superstitious drivel stitched together by losers with a primitive cosmology. We were partying hard at our fraternity's fall kegger. Edwin regaled me with rationality as he polished off a spicy burrito with a beer bong. Blub, blub, gulp. The only truth that's true is the one that can be empirically proven, Edwin postulated. Prove it, I said. Edwin dropped his pants, lit a Bunsen burner under his ass, and farted. A magnificent blue flame engulfed his posterior, singeing his coin slot before vanishing. "Science!" he yelled. That was marvelous, we cheered, but it was probably beginner's luck, I added. Edwin returned the flame to his crack and shouted, "Repeatable! Empirical!" then farted into the flame, perfectly replicating his miniature blue sun. Staring at Edwin's charred butthole, I realized I'd found God again. Science was God, until I met Samantha and Sabrina, two women's studies majors. They deconstructed my scientific God. "Science is a fucking cultural construct," Samantha frowned. "Not that we're judging it, okay?" interjected Sabrina. "We're totally not judging science." "No epistemology is better than any other epistemology," sneered Samantha. I didn't know what an epistemology was, but if it had anything to do with a menage a trois, I wanted to major in it. "Science is full of patriarchal hierarchies." Samantha clenched her teeth and climbed into the hot tub with me and Sabrina. Sabrina's armpit hair glistened in the moonlight. "Science is a fucking misogynistic oppression," Samantha chopped. "And that's okay," Sabrina added. Then Sabrina leaned in close to me and whispered, "No one's view is any better than anyone else's view, okay? That's the best way to look at it." I leaned in to kiss her, then felt the bracing sting of Samantha's hand slap my face. "We're lesbians, you fucking pig." After college, I went on a meditation retreat where a Zen master told me all beliefs are false. "I believe that's true," I said, and became a Zen practitioner. True. In meditation, I realized I'm God. Form is relative. Awareness is absolute. I told my wife this when I got home. She said, "Honey, that's great that you're the absolute, but my relatives are coming over, so I need God to scrub the toilets." God cradled her chin in his benevolent hands and cooed, "For you, my love, anything." Then God snuck out the back door and went to Hooters for happy hour. There, staring at the swollen breasts of women bringing me food, a reverential feeling swept through my soul. I had it right the first time, I thought. God is a boob, and I'm in heaven. We have a great show for you tonight. Let's get the news from Sex God Rock and Roll. Walk this way. The British Journal of Sexual Medicine reports that trained sexologists can accurately infer a woman's history of orgasm over 80% of the time, simply by observing the way she walks. Stride length, vertebral rotation, and confidence are all indicators. For example, orgasmic women walk like this, while non-orgasmic women walk like this. I'm naked and I vote. A Florida nudist colony is petitioning for naked voting locations to be created in future elections. This very unique constituency is asserting a right to participate in democracy unencumbered by underwear. And I'm here to tell them they can if they don't mind making the trip to Colorado to vote. That's not a lever, but don't stop voting. Virgin auction! Natalie Dillon is auctioning off her virginity at the Bunny Ranch so she can earn her master's degree without having to work while doing her studies. She has a degree in women's studies and is aiming for her master's in family psychology. True, but how will she pay for her doctorate degree? When I sell my virginity, I'm hoping to get pregnant so I can sell the baby. But listen, just because I'm selling my baby and I'm selling my virginity does not mean I'm selling my baby's virginity. I'm a family counselor, and that's where I draw the line. American woman. A shocking new study of American women showed poor diet, lack of exercise, smoking, obesity, and heavy alcohol consumption are bad for you. The British Medical Journal followed 77,000 American women over the course of 24 years. In a related story, 77,000 American women reported a spooky feeling that someone's been watching them for 24 years. Hey, England, she's not that into you, okay? You couldn't find any British women who smoke and drink excessively, eat a poor diet, and lead a sedentary lifestyle? Get your yabberoo nibbed! Insurance companies say they are being illegally billed by Australian brothels. Apparently, whorehouses are submitting claims and relabeling sex acts as therapeutic health services. A note to Blue Cross Blue Shield, you'd better not dispute my recent treatments in Sydney, okay? I was sick. I had to go to Australia and have me wallabassy wagdoodled, me clackatassled, and me jackaroo stonked. And I have the receipts to prove it. God! Methinks the Mormon protests too much. After spending $15 million Mormon dollars to make gay marriage illegal in California, the Church of Latter-day Saints admitted it actually has kind of a gay crush on California. The Mormon Church's friends saw it coming a mile away. In fact, a friend of the church said months ago, "Honey, you can fool yourself, but you can't fool your friends. You're obsessed with California." What? I'm so not obsessed with California. Yes, you are. You're spending $15 million just so gay California will notice you? Why do you think you built the Moorman Tabernacle? Monks brawl! Armenian and Greek Orthodox monks got into a fisticuffs next to the site of the crucifixion, burial, and resurrection of their Lord Christ. Moments later, Don King emerged from Christ's tomb. Hold up! We'll call it the rivalry at Calvary, the fray where we pray, the quarrel over morals. We gotta get this on pay-per-view. Yes, I'd watch it. Huda Buddha. Thousands of seekers are making their way to a jungle in Nepal to see a boy believed to be a reincarnation of Buddha. The boy first made headlines in 2005 when he reportedly sat cross-legged beneath a tree for 10 months with no food or water. His first words? "This is the worst rainforest cafe I've ever been to. I ordered a burger 10 months ago. Buddha nature is fucking starving." Who would Jesus do? Reverend Ed Young has issued a challenge to his congregation. Have sex every night for a week straight. His congregation is big. He draws 20,000 people each Sunday. 20,000 multiplied by 7 means Jesus is helping Dallas get laid 140,000 times this week. The Pope issued a statement saying, "Listen, that's great. Have sex every night for Jesus, but just remember, no birth control." Rock and roll! The Rockometer. Good news, Prince has evolved. Bad news, he evolved into a bigot. As noted on our Rockometer, Prince, a longtime power lord of ego and indulgence, has moved up a developmental level by converting to a mythic religion, specifically Jehovah's Witnesses. The Minnesota pop star who wrote songs such as "Are You Legal Yet?", "Your Love Is So Hard," and "Jack You Off," is now a Jehovah's Witness. Prince, the man who rose to fame in high heels, jewelry, and women's makeup, says, "God came to earth and saw people sticking it wherever and doing it with whatever, and he just cleared it all out. He was like, enough." Reached for comment, God replied, "Prince, maybe it's time for an instrumental album." So long, Phaeton. When Isaac Hayes When Isaac Hayes passed away, the world lost a music legend and a Scientologist. As they say in Scientology, his carbon-oxygen machine just petered out. Hayes' passing does inspire one to pause and reflect on all that Thetans have gone through. It was, only 75 million years ago that Xenu, the space alien dictator, brought billions of his people to Earth in a DC-8-like spacecraft, stacked them around volcanoes, and killed them using hydrogen bombs. It's like Tom Cruise always says, if you... Hello? Really? I've just been sued by the Church of Scientology!
Scientology is suing me.
It's worth it. Never say Neverland. Michael Jackson has sold Neverland Ranch. But what buyer would be crazy enough to pay to make a fantasy theme park their private residence? Michael Jackson, that's who. Mr. Jackson has transferred ownership of the property to Sycamore Valley Ranch Company, which is owned in part by Michael Jackson. Jackson giggled, I happen to know the previous owner is $300 million in debt, so yeah, you could say I got a pretty good deal. Jackson originally built Neverland Ranch to be a paradise for children, as in literally a pair of dice that children roll every time they walk through the door. That's the news from Sex God Rock and Roll! Demon possession. It's inconvenient. For centuries, exorcisms were crude and unreliable. But exorcism has evolved. Now there's Isorcist, a new application for your iPhone that puts spiritual freedom at your fingertips. Download Isorcist from iTunes. Touch the Isorcist icon to open the application. Pass the iPhone over any demonically possessed person, and Isorcist captures and secures the demon safely in your 8-gig hard drive. Isorcist works on demons, poltergeists, incubus, succubus, specters, and rock stars. But that's not the best part. Once you've captured your demonic entity, simply dial the number of any person you hate, press pound when they answer, and the demon is exported into their body.
Hello? Atheist Society of North America?
Isorcist. Take control of your soul.
What is we're gonna make $1 million? Yeah, $1 million what? $1 million what? What's more to do it for the children? Yeah, the children's what? The children's what? What lit up the lamps and candles till the sparks were scattered in the sky? Is it what we could feel in the beat of an open heart, or what we leave buried in a question mark? What is kicking at the bottom of a casket? I wanna save it, but I'm too afraid to touch it. What is laughing in the belly of a comet? So what? So everybody's willing. What's next? It's all about building. What's wrong? We're gonna make a killing. wound up the mud and water till the world was gathered as an eye. Is it what we could feel in the beat of an open heart, or what we leave buried in a question mark? What's before? A shining or a shadow? What's beyond? A mirror or a window?
My name is Jebediah, and this is Thumper. Every day, innocent creatures like Thumper are victims of maltreatment and even bestiality by people like me. I got hundreds of animals trapped in a very remote territory of Appalachia. Dogs, goats, llamas. I even got a peacock. Used to got 2 peacocks. They don't taste as good as they look. I ain't got no business with creatures. Just ask Thumper. These miraculous critters have a right to live free of torment and suffering. Now you could give that to them. That's right. For a donation of $100 or more, you could set free Thumper or others like him. Call 1-800-STOP-HIM today. And for every donation of $100 or more, I will let Thumpers or another one go free off of my property forever. It's up to you. I can't help it. You can. Maybe you should get the fuck on the phone now. I ain't a patient man.
Thanks to Boulder for being here. That's Sex God Rock and Roll. Woo!
You want to see more? A lot more? Go to sexgodrockandroll.com. You can also follow us on Twitter.
It's bloody woman meets clockwork orange. Dad, could you carry the picture with your delicate features? You play your daughter with the.
Now you're about to see the real inner workings of showbiz. There was a technical glitch, and so we need to we need to authentically recreate. You guys, just so everyone knows, I'm going to wink at you during us doing this, and only us are going to know about it. When we're watching it on TV, and the wink with our moment.